Hello and welcome to a video that I filmed 5 times. Do not know why I cannot get my words out today, but we're going to try again. So welcome to a DIY video, and we are in my new office space. For anyone that's been a part of the channel for a long time, you know I did have my office up in the loft. Absolutely love that space. It was small, so come summer, you've got a lot of equipment going, it can get quite hot. But the major reason is I ain't got a bad back, but I have back twinges every so often. Everything's fine there, but I thought just to look after my back more often, I've been and purchased a rising desk so I can stand, the desk can come up to me. I did buy this, I put it in the loft that I was in originally, lifted it, the screens slammed straight through the ceiling. I was like, okay, this is not built for that small space. So it's made me leave that room and come down here. We've juggled the house around a little bit. This used to be our bedroom. That's now been thrown into Joe's game room. Joe's game room's now been thrown into my office. So we've moved around, which has left me this amount of space, which is awesome because it is a good sized space. Now, when I first got in this room, which was about 3 months ago, I could have just chucked some paint up and said, right, this is how I want the room, but I know how my brain works. And I was like, I'm going to sit in it and I'm going to live in it for a little bit and see what I actually want out of the room. I'm glad I've done that, because the first thing my brain said was upstairs, because it was quite small. We had to have things where, like the lights, we had to pull them out when we need them and set them up as and when we're streaming, and then Velcro green screens up. This space is much better because I was like, I want something a bit more permanent. So I installed these. I've been and got a proper green screen. So that's all it takes to set up a stream. Turn that on, pull that down, we're off to the races. And it does work and I really like it. But as much as I was like, yes, let's get this better, sturdier stuff installed, I never realized that I don't like how ugly it is. To start off, it was like, man, that looks cool. It looks semi-professional now. But after a bit, I'm like, this is a mess. As for this hand, if you might be asking what this is a random dropper that normally falls in front of the camera and scares me. I won't swear, but it scares me quite a lot. So people, can pay to donate and that falls in front of me. It is great and it is good fun, but I think it's served its purpose now. We've had it for over a year. So I'm still gonna have something, but I don't want something that's gonna be a big old mess for me to look at. Because for the users, I could make this room, so that's nice. So when people on YouTube or Twitch or whatever watch me, they can see a beautiful office. But when I walk in, I get to see this mess. So we need to make a room that looks nice, it's functional. I want it to not just be an area for me to just stream and program and work. I also want it somewhere where I can actually come in and chill, ponder, have a coffee. So I want a sitting area, this side of the room. And then here, I want this as more of the office stuff. So this was where we'll store the paper, the printer, but we'll hide that away. And also try and get my keyboard out, because I've got a keyboard, it's tucked away there. It's so much of a ball ache to get it out that I never practice it. But if it's easy to get out, then I can use it more. So I want somewhere where I can have my keyboard. I'm talking music keyboard, not typing keyboard. So yeah, we want that. So I spent a long time working out what I'm doing, what we're doing with the lighting, where it's all going, but I think I'm there now. So I wanted to start this video so you can see what we're working with. It's more messy than normal. It's because we've just done that room. We've dumped everything in this room, but now that's done, we can start to put these in the rightful place and get this all sorted. So you've seen what we're starting with. This is our blank canvas as such, and I'll quickly just show you a mock-up of what I want to be doing. This gives you an idea of what it looks like to be me, and it's a bit of a mess. Also, if you're like, why is there a desk screwed to a wall with hexagons and a bed sheet behind it? The bed sheet was for acoustics, because when I started streaming in a room this big, it made me realize that obviously sound bounces. So that was to stop the acoustic issue. Then I wanted to test this shape of nano leaves because I wanted to see if I could be illuminated by those while I was streaming. So I set up that arrangement on a desk and cable tied it onto a wall just to test it. The answer is no, I don't want to have them. I'm going to use them for something else over there. So instead we're going to go with some Philip Hue lights to actually do the lighting up. But anyway, that's going off subject. I just need to explain what the hell that's doing. But this is what we are looking to do. Now, ignore necessarily the colour. We've got a few colours on there that we're testing at the moment, but this program doesn't do a great job of selling you a colour. It's very strong and in your face. But this desk here is pretty much what we've already got at the moment. So we're ready to rock and roll with that. And this is a new part, ignore the cat plates. This is a new thing. I've just purchased a 4K screen for streaming, mainly because I've now got a PlayStation, which is 4K. But I didn't have a 4K screen. I only had a 1440 screen, and PlayStations can't do 1440, which means it was 1080, which is a great investment. £450 on a console that runs in 1080. So I've been and purchased a new screen ready for this build. So we should have the nice 3-screen setup. On this side is going to be the office area, where obviously the camera is going to be mounted there, and it's going to point in that direction, so you won't see this office stuff. Underneath here is going to be the keyboard that we'll be able to pull out like on a drawer. So it's got like a runner to pull that out, and then we can push it away. I don't own a Mac. That's just a representation of a MacBook. I've got a MacBook laptop that I use for editing. So I'm going to have it where I can plug the laptop in there, and then that's going to work on these screens. It does mean the cable will have to go all this way because I can't go that way because of the door. That's fun. But also the console. So at the moment it's only got the PS5, but when I get the Series X, I want them to be over there away from me so the fans don't get picked up by the mic. So obviously we need to have the cables running all the way around there. And this is the sitting area. I want somewhere to sit. There's a bit of a table that you can see just behind him. So I've asked for these for my birthday. I don't know what I'm doing fully yet with these shelving units, but I just want somewhere to display some random like knickknacks and oddities in the background. So yeah, and then obviously some plant foliage situation going on. So then I'll have somewhere to actually work, somewhere to actually store the office equipment, somewhere that looks very, very pretty. So when I'm actually filming and I lift the green screen up, the backdrop looks very, very nice, and somewhere to actually just sit and chill with a coffee. So in the mornings I can come in, have a coffee, and actually just sit and chill and ponder and work out what I'm actually going to be doing for the day, instead of just sitting down straight away in my chair and be like, right, off we go. So that's the plan. It's going to potentially take a fair amount of work to get this room ready for it, but we're willing to do it. Now, the first thing we need to do is I got these 2 units, which are quite expensive because they're office units, and IKEA like to overcharge for anything office related. So I got these 2 that was for the room upstairs. They're not necessarily going to work in this space. The only place I could keep them is on this back wall. I know there's a 3rd one, but I found that in the bargain bin in IKEA, and I thought I must buy it because it's super, super cheap. So we're going to put 2 of them up in the loft and keep 1, because we need 1 really for all the kind of equipment that we've got. We've got like obviously a light bridge, we've got HDMI switches, we have network switches, and we have this, which is a server I'm working on at the moment, which is going to have a Raspberry Pi in it, and it's going to have all the gubbins for a load of hard drives. So it'll be a file storage, a server, Apache server. It's going to be a mix of everything. So I want a cupboard just to hide all the equipment kind of things. So that is going to stay, and it's going to be in that corner, which is pretty much what we're showing there. We're going to keep these Alex drawers because they are now rocking all shit. IKEA, for some reason, has discontinued this line, which is crazy because they're really, really good drawers. So we're going to keep them, and then we need to rise the desk a little bit so we can get that keyboard in there, and then we'll get a kitchen unit across the top to be able to do all that, and we'll get rid of that. That's just there because 1, it serves a purpose, and 2, it's helped break up the sound. Again, we've got this on the wall for the acoustics. So this is why I've got a lot of crap, because it's really helped dampen the sound. So it's time to gut this place. So we now have a very empty room and terrible acoustics. But nonetheless, everything's taken out. The only thing that's missing now is we need to take down the cove vent and also deal with this. So the acoustics in this room is so bad. I've just done a video and it was echoing too much. So I'm going to try and do it from behind the camera this time to see if that helps at all. But what I was saying is this radiator is going to be coming off the wall, mainly because it is right beside the PC, heats the PC up, not great. Second of all, it ain't too pretty. So I want a pretty looking radiator underneath the window. It's like a cast iron looking radiator, really gorgeous, just turned up an hour ago. And also I want to plumb it into the wall. Reason being, the new skirting board that I'm going to install is going to be removable, so we can put the cables inside it. Well, you can't remove a skirting board if it hits into a pipe. So we're going to pop the pipes into the wall and down. There is going to be a fake wall here, so it'll actually be into the fake wall and down this wall, which would then allow us to move the skirting board. Now, in an ideal world, I'd ask for a plumber to come and do this because I've not done much plumbing, so I don't know if I'm good or bad at it, but I don't mind paying somebody to do a job. The only trouble is he'll have to come out 3 times. 1, to remove this and cap it. 2, when I've actually built the stud wall to put the pipes in the stud wall. And then 3, once I put the plasterboard on and painted it, he would then have to fit the new radiator and then connect it. So I'm not paying somebody to come out 3 times. So I'm going to try and do the first 2 myself. I'm going to try and cap this and I'm going to try and put the pipes down, fitted to the radiator, but it won't be fitted to the boiler. And then pay for somebody to come connect the boiler to the radiator. And in doing so, if I've cocked something up, hopefully they will spot it there and then and be able to rectify it for me. So we're going to try and cap this, which could result in a lot of spilt water. So first thing we need to do, have a look under this floorboard. Well, that's perfect because one's going to be the in feed, which would be this, and one's the out feed. And I was worrying if I capped the in and out, it would stop feeding all the other radiators. But if I cap it there and here, it means the rest of the house can still be fed. So that shouldn't be a problem. There's nice enough space for me to actually get my saw in. And then we're going to put a push cap on the end and hope it does a good enough seal. But I'm feeling confident now looking at this. Famous last words. I popped a B&Q and I got what I think I need. I spoke to 4 members of staff and not one of them gave me an exact answer. So hopefully the pressure should just keep this on. Pop this on. So that should stop the water trickling this way. You're still going to get the residual spillage coming this way. How much, I don't know. More than I thought is the answer. And I've got this stuck in here. I'm fucking soaked. Fingers crossed, that's it. We've not had it come the other way, so that's the result. Good job, I put these down. That's all I'm saying. So I'm absolutely soaked, and that's pipe 1 of 2. So we're gonna have to do the other one there. We've committed. Here we go again. My blade snapped, that's why. Joe? It splashed me in the face, so I couldn't see. And what I thought I did is I cut through it, but I didn't, my blade snapped. Joe! Come here. I fucking couldn't see it. It hit me in the face that much. It's because this is actually snapped. And when it snapped, it made me feel like I'd gone through it. I was like, yay. So because I couldn't see what was going on, I thought I'd just bend this pipe upwards. And then what's left is what I'm gonna cap. And as I was pulling, that's when I realised I ain't through it. It's half cut.
I'm feeling confident now looking at this. I've not done much plumbing, so I don't know if I'm good or bad at
it. Yes. That's what the blade's like on that. Okay. Right, I've got to let go, grab this, saw and cap. A quick succession. I think we've lost everything anyway. Oh, so they're capped. And the wall is mighty wet. Yep, as I expected, I came in here and I was at 0 bars, so we've lost the entire pressure of the old system. Right, it's come back on now because it's got at least enough pressure. So I'm very slowly dripping water back into the system because everything was dumped. All the radiators shot in my face. But at the moment, we are looking pretty good. There is no drops. There's a little wet drop there and a wet drop there, but that's not in line with the pipe. That's actually what's dripping off all of this. And at the moment, get a fresh piece, dry as a bone. Likewise. So I think we did it. We may have made a mess, but we did it. So, not bad work for a day. Room is gutted. Everything has been ripped out, apart from that bit of skirt and mud. So the next job now is to start putting things in. But that's where I'm going to love you and leave you. Like I said, I'm going to do this in a couple of different parts. So this is probably episode destruction. And then the next episode is going to be episode stud/wall building. Hope you enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments if I'm an idiot or not. I'm an idiot, I know. And thank you very much for watching, guys. Cheers, bye.